see what happens.
Oh, we gotta both get on our phones.
What's going on, everybody?
No, we're not starting yet. It's not 11:30
okay.
yet. This is the pre-show.
I wasn't introducing Shawn. I was introducing the stash.
It speaks for itself, buddy. It speaks for itself.
Hello.
Gross.
Mustache, you question.
Here's what I want you to pay attention to. I want you to look at the audio level right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to try and get it into the yellow range.
Okay.
Alright? And just keep it in the yellow range. Maybe you gotta project a little bit. Maybe you don't have to be that loud.
Right.
Try and, when you talk with your volume, hit it up into the yellow range. But don't get it to the red range! Don't get it there. If you could do that for me, that'd be great.
No. Gonna be a lot of no's today. A lot of no's.
Folks, listen. I'm not going to tell them because the show's not started yet. But I am going to tell you, we've moved the show to Monday morning.
We did move it to Mondays.
Because Tuesdays and Thursdays, for whatever reason, it's like people started work on Mondays and then decided to throw shit at us on Tuesdays. And he'd like, you had a dentist thing for Jace, I had an audition, and then we had things, and then it was like, well, frick, man. And it just seemed like Tuesdays kept getting nuts.
It was impossible
and
to get together.
We couldn't help but feel like we'd be missing an opportunity for alliteration.
Right. Mourning the morning on Mondays.
I mean, it's just, obviously, you can't pass that up.
No. It's crazy we missed it in the first place. Do you know what I mean?
I am disappointed in us.
Totally. Like I've been beating myself up for at least.
I had my mouse over the delete.
You were just gonna delete
the whole channel.
Oh, I thought you meant like your whole life. Like you were just like, I'm deleting.
No.
I'm going like Men in Black style. Like I'm just gonna be.
Oh my gosh!
Agent
What?
N.
Agent N.
Yeah.
No. Stop. Get.
Oh yeah.
As soon as I open it, it's like Facebook's better. You know what'd be better? Get out of my face.
That's right. What's going on, guys?
Is your volume up? You son of a...
I thought it was down.
Get up, get down.
Get up, get down. So I am mustached up good. Look at that. Starting
That's a caterpillar?
Starting to get some thickness to it. Boom. Yeah, so it's Mourning the Morning with Nick and Shawn on Mondays.
Don't introduce the show yet. We haven't started yet.
No, I wasn't.
You keep trying to introduce the show.
It was for you. It was for you. It was for you.
Ruby's a little giggler.
Don't you love a 5-year-old giggler? Like, it's so great.
That's weird to say.
No, why is that?
I don't know.
It's the best way to wake up in the morning.
Little kids giggling and stuff. It could be happy, like sunshine, whatever. But then, picture it 11 p.m. when you gotta get up in the morning and you gotta get kids up in the morning, and they're gonna be a little shitheads if they don't get their sleep, but they're giggling and it's 11 o'clock. That giggling is grating.
It is, but that's on you as a parent. Right?
Judgy Wudgy was a bear.
Yeah.
Judgy Wudgy had no hair.
A hairless bear. Like, hairless cats are horrible.
A hairless bear. What would be the worst? What would be the worst hairless animal?
Oh, ooh. Oh.
We gotta rank them. What would be the cutest hairless animal?
Okay. A koala bear still would be cute, I think, without the fur.
I love it. It'd be like, it would basically just look like Vern Troyer.
Too soon. Yeah, a koala bear would still be cute. Mm-hmm. Any domesticated animal would not be. Cats, clearly, hairless cats are hideous. A hairless dog, which is essentially a chihuahua.
Shawn, are you in witness protection?
Am I in witness protection? I can't speak on that till I testify.
Oh, shoot.
Hello? Just throw my business out there, man.
Hey, well, you should know better. Check this out, bro. Check this out. Put your phone
That's
in.
nice.
Put your phone there.
That's nice.
Oh.
And you can't even see it. And we can see ourselves.
We can see it.
And we can
Three of us.
This is insane.
This is my narcissistic
I like this.
wonderland.
I like this. Look at
There's
me.
three
Look
of
at
us.
me. Look at me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right. It is 11. Oh, we still got 10 minutes.
Yeah. Show's not started yet, April.
Mm-mm.
So don't expect us to interact with you.
Oh, no.
Because the show has not started yet.
Stop it.
It hasn't started yet.
You're being rude.
It hasn't started yet.
You're being off-putting.
I've been off-putting before. And listen.
You look great.
You look great. As soon as I went off-putting,
sure.
I was feeling magnificent. Granted, I was before only
on pudding.
I only ate pudding. So once I decided to completely leave the pudding life behind me, which in fact was a lifestyle,
right?
I decided very much that it was better for my life
to get off pudding.
To get off pudding.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you, Shawn, for noticing that I am off pudding.
Well, you look great.
Thank you.
So yes, you can call me Lawn. Nobody will get through the disguise. Is that Lawn? Woo! That's right. That's right.
Goodness gracious. We could go through our entire. My wife is watching. Yeah.
Let them know what's up.
I've been married for 12 years as of yesterday. Why would you throw up at that?
Oh no, that's not you. I just assumed that's what your wife would do.
Absolutely not. She loves me very much.
Okay.
I love her very much.
No, congratulations, you guys. That's amazing. 11 years. That's a milestone, I believe. 11, right?
12.
Oh, 12 years. That's not a milestone. 11 is 12.
Every damn day is a milestone.
If you can get to 11, 12 is a breeze.
Every damn day is a milestone, Shawn. Every damn day you get through a day without murdering the person who is closest to you, who is in every single aspect of your life.
Is win?
Obviously coming out on the other side of it just simply without dying is great, but with more caveats attached. When you can be happy every single day simply because of the person whom you are with, and regardless of the circumstances that
I would kill myself if you, oh boy, this explanation that you're giving.
I'm saying I enjoy this person so much that it doesn't matter what's happening around me. Okay, all right. You know what? Fuck me for being romantic. Okay. You know what? Let me just not speak from my heart.
She's not even watching anymore. She just cut out.
You son of a.
She's like, oh, here he goes. Watch him.
So much for yes anding.
Watch him wax relentlessly. No, that's amazing. 12 years.
You could always join in on the waxing
instead
of poo-pooing it like a son of a bitch.
Well, we haven't started the show yet, so.
You only yes and during 11:30 and 12:30?
That's right.
That's bullshit.
Those are improv rules.
That's no. That's ridiculous.
It's not.
But here's the thing, though: if you're doing improv right now, and I say no to those, that those are the rules, then am I no budding, or am I?
He is woke. He is woke.
But then again, if the bit is in fact that those rules are unfair, I then can say no to those rules and question them and have a conflict within our friendship. However, I can still care about you through so it wouldn't necessarily be no budding. It would be yes anding for the scene and our relationship.
Yes.
And
top of the show. We got there yet?
Not yet. 5 minutes before.
We got
our
5
minute.
You're getting this a special. You're getting a 5
minute countdown. We're building momentum. We normally do this off camera.
Right. When you're trying to run for a touchdown,
you start with a walk.
Right.
Yeah. You start with
stroll.
Yeah. Like you get the ball and you're like, oh great, I got the ball. Now I'm safe.
It's time to go.
Now I'm safe.
Nobody's gonna touch.
This is how football works, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Nobody
touches
the
ball.
Sure.
No one's touching.
No.
Everyone around. As soon as I touch the ball, everyone around me goes, "Whoa, he caught the ball!
Yeah.
Dang!
Yeah,
Holy crap!" Right? Then I decide which direction do I go.
How you're feeling.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's a game of feels.
How every single football player decides. Then, right? How do I feel? I feel like, you know what? Our end zone is that way. I'm gonna go that way.
Sure.
Because I feel that way.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Not because I want
There's
points.
nothing wrong with that.
Not because I want goal units.
Right.
I could care nothing about goal units.
Right, and you shouldn't. You really shouldn't.
But I do want to go that way.
And if you want to go that way,
I'm gonna go my way.
That's right. So you point your nose.
Point your nose.
Like
and step your toes.
Oh.
And go the way the dolphin goes.
Absolutely.
And just start walking.
Dolphins.
And everyone, and all of the teammates around you, and your non-teammates.
So supportive.
Everyone's so supportive.
So
Everyone starts
supportive.
clapping.
Everyone
Everyone starts
They clear.
As you walk, the referees, they start to stand in front of you.
Right.
They start to stand in front of you.
They're naysayers.
Yeah,
I know.
It's something about the stripes.
I don't know what it is.
It's something about the stripes.
That's why I never liked a zebra. Like
Right.
I don't like zebras.
Ooh, I see. You know what?
Ooh, zebras.
I know.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about,
I
right?
know what you mean.
Okay.
I do what you mean.
Okay.
They're so arrogant.
I don't.
Zebras, right? Are they the most arrogant?
They're the arrogant. They're definitely the top of the arrogance ladder, for sure.
What's the second rung of the arrogance ladder in the animal kingdom? Fucking lions. Like, I get it.
Oh.
Right? Like, okay. Like, I get it.
You're ferocious.
You roar. You roar. Okay. Mufasa. Like, I get it. Right? I get it. Wait, that's the wrong one.
They're
Under the Africa.
It's the male lion that has to be
right?
print.
Yeah.
Beautiful, big.
That
big
makes so
hair.
much sense.
Yeah.
And those women are like, look, what do I got? What do I got? I'm getting out of here.
doing all the work here.
I'm gonna hunt.
I gotta teach these little ones.
Oh, you want to mate? Great. Look at that. Oh, I guess I'm gonna be here for you. So you also want to mate with her? Great.
Oh, I see.
One big happy family. Look at us. Sorry.
Fucking pride.
Pride. Number 3, penguins.
What? Fuck 'em. You're always dressed up.
Look at
you're
you.
always going to the ball.
Which you dress
What's
down
going
every
on?
once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Put a goddamn flannel on.
Oh.
Please. Goodness.
That's how you lounge. That's
Like
how
you never wear PJs. Like you never wear
Imagine if you and I
PJs.
showed up to the community pool in a full-on tux bow tie.
Ooh. Let alone on my own iceberg.
Come on,
Get out of here.
Come on.
Boy. Oh my gosh. Number 4?
Oh, the platypus. Are you kidding me? The platypus.
Yes, that smug son of a bitch.
What? You're a duck. You're a
Remember,
beaver.
what are you?
What are you?
What's your problem?
But you lay eggs. I don't understand. You have no teeth.
Yeah. Your eyes glow in the dark at night.
Look at my bill.
If when scared, you grow thousands of tentacles.
An animal.
Am I thinking Cthulhu?
That's good. That's
Cthulhu. All right. Number 4, Cthulhu.
Oh.
Are we on yet?
Oh.
We got 1 minute.
1 minute. And number 5, just to round out an even
Okay,
5.
for sure.
Dragon. Are you kidding
I
me?
like how you wanted to round out an even 5.
That's right. We usually do a top 5.
Top 5 makes sense for sure, but it's not an even.
It's an even 5.
Yeah, you know, I like it. That's gonna like really just burst some like OCD people's heads, but we're gonna go with an even 5 on this
They're
one.
gonna do another one, right? They're gonna do another one, right? They're not doing just 5.
We're gonna do 5. Number 5 is the dragon.
Dragon.
Because, you know, look, you got little arms like a T-Rex, but they're all over your body. If you're from like East Asia,
Right.
it's not a race thing.
No, that's not where we're going.
Like East Asian, Asian, it's cool. European dragon,
It's cool.
Sure, I don't care.
It makes no difference to us.
The crossbreeding, whatever. There's some other. There's like hairier dragons than others. There's,
Sure.
you know, Armenian dragons. I
Yeah,
guess. Whatever.
You know,
I don't know.
some dragons don't fly.
What?
Yeah, some dragons don't fly.
Yeah, they're more like worms.
Okay. Sure. Sure.
Or they do fly, they like curl through the air like those dope dragons. I don't know. There's all kinds of different like dragons. I like the ones that kind of look like they have like lion heads. But that's even a double win because it's twice on the list.
Yeah, yo.
Dragons.
Plus we have no room.
It's 11:31. We're late. Welcome to Mourning the Morning. Welcome. What is going on? Oh, we just did a top 5 before we did our show.
That was pretty impressive.
Dude, congratulations.
Dude, you.
Seriously?
You, buddy.
Congratulations.
You. All the congrats.
No, to you.
To you, man.
That was some yes-anding. If you could change your name to Yes Andrew, that'd be great.
I love how that bit started out with a football reference.
It really did.
It did. And it gained momentum like a snowball.
Like when somebody grabs a football, and then when they grab a football, right, you get it, and then everyone around you goes, whoa, he grabbed the football, right? Then next,
time loop. We're stuck. What is going on Facebook? YouTube, what's happening?
Twitch.
Are we on Twitch too?
Yeah, bro.
Oh my goodness.
We're everywhere.
I didn't know
I didn't know I was on the Twitch. I didn't know I was in front of Twitch.
What is going on with you, my friend?
Dude, things are happening. I'm feeling good. I've been married for 12 years, as of yesterday.
Congrats.
I just had a role in a film, a feature film, last week.
Right. That feel good.
Just had
That was fun, right?
one day of filming. It was like very quick. It was like audition, emailed me like the next day or the day after, and they were like, "Hey, we're filming tomorrow," and I was like, "Okay." Like I even had a baseball game for Emory, and I like had to, I'd be like, "Hey guys, I gotta." Oh, it's the one night.
Cancel? You didn't go?
I didn't go, but
Did you forfeit?
I know.
Oh,
they got a whole team there. And they got other coaches and stuff. So like one of my coaches.
What age is it?
It's like 6 to 8.
Yeah, anybody on the bench can step up and coach.
Thank you.
Okay.
I like to think that I make some difference. I need to plug this computer before it dies. But yeah, I had to cancel that.
Okay.
And
you made it.
And yeah, I made it. And I was there filming for from 6 to 1 in the morning and 2 in the morning, something like that.
Yeah.
It was a blast, man. One thing in particular pops out where the director goes, just for the heck of it, why don't we try, because I was supposed to be like a receptionist, kind of like a big character.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, why don't we try, doing maybe like a sassy black lady or something. And I was like,
I like it.
all right, cool. And then the line's like, oh man, let me tell you about my day, And he's like, all right, action. I go, good to tell you about my day. And he goes, wait, no, yeah. And I was like, yeah, we should, let's not. I'm like, I'm trying to do what you want, but I'm like, maybe I knew that one.
Right.
Let's move on from that. I'm like,
but that's the beauty of it, trying things and seeing what works.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's so much
Goodness
fun.
gracious, man. I wanted to talk about passion today, Shawn.
Okay.
I feel like that's something that people love seeing. Passion. Don't you love seeing passion, don't you?
Very much so. This is my physical manifestation of passion.
Just flexing? What is this? It looks like a season. You look like you're holding a beer bong and getting ready to shake. Let's do this.
Yes. I love this.
Can you imagine the burps you'd get filling a beer bong with sparkling water?
Has that ever been done?
Boy. Goodness gracious.
The sparkling water bong?
But passion is something people love seeing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing somebody being passionate about something or following after something.
Mm-hmm.
We just made that video that you guys can go see on YouTube, where we talked to Joshua Tiki, who just recently bought his CrossFit gym, and he's just super passionate about his stuff.
It pours out of him.
It does,
and you want to be around.
I love seeing people who are passionate about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I want to talk about. I'm very passionate about what I'm doing right now. It's easier to be passionate about things when things are actually happening, but things aren't always happening.
But through the struggle, if you can continue your passion for whatever it is, you'd have to be passionate when you're struggling with whatever it is.
The thing, there has to be an underlying, something that is almost beyond you, that is propelling you forward. Right. For me, it's a long-term goal. It is a singular long-term goal that I've like identified as like a single phrase that is, what up, Dave? Dave Lusko is watching. I don't necessarily know like kind of what my trajectory of my career will be, but I have a 10-year plan that at the end of 10 years, I will at the very least be somebody that somebody could see on the sidewalk, just a random stranger, not everybody, but maybe somebody,
right,
random, look at me and go, isn't that guy, haven't I seen him in something? That's it. That's all I want. 10 years from 3 years ago. So I got 7 years left to get there. That's my plan. It's a lot. It's both a lofty goal, and but it's a definitive goal, and I'd like for that.
Yeah, you just said it. So yeah.
So.
Good for you, man. That's gonna be awesome.
In a way that in itself has helped propel me just to keep auditioning, and you know, just all these interviews about people that are like, well, you just keep doing it until you get it. Like that's it. You just keep going. You know, I've had a lot of people very complimentary lately, so it's like it's easy for me to swell with like passion because I feel like I'm in the moment right now. You know, but I think it's because I'm here because I identified the initial thing,
right?
You know, that I wanted. So how do you identify like what?
Well, I think if it makes you happy, for one, that's obviously
how you feel about it, for sure.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I think that people get, a little in their heads about the size of their passions, and they compare them to like you know, for example, there are people that are digging wells in Africa, or you know, curing AIDS, or you know, doing all these amazing world-changing things. And that's where their passions are. What's up, James? James Jones?
What's going on?
You know, there's people that are doing all those amazing things and which are benefiting the world, right? But then, like, I hold absolutely nothing against the mom who is just passionately loving the hell out of her kids. And that's where her entire focus is.
Right. A passion doesn't have to necessarily be a career path.
It doesn't have to be
a hobby.
It doesn't have to
be a relationship.
For sure. It doesn't have to be.
I'm passionate about peanut butter crackers.
You know, I am passionate about potato salad.
Okay.
Let me tell you this.
Let's talk potato salad.
Let me tell you this. I'm passionate about potato because I have a very particular palate when it comes to potato salad.
Okay.
All right.
With or without egg?
I like it with egg.
I like it as well.
Have
you ever made? You've made it yourself,
yes,
right?
I have.
I've never made potato salad
every single time.
Well, that's your opinion.
It's objective fact.
Oh, it's an objective fact.
It's an objective observable fact there. No. Yeah. Listen here, Nami.
I had someone made some macaroni salad for Easter.
I am also a very passionate macaroni salad aficionado.
This had cheddar cheese.
It
was awesome.
Get out of here with that!
What? No cheddar cheese?
Get out of here with that!
Red onion.
Okay.
All right. Oh, you gotta calm them down, folks, with the red onion. It had parsley in it. I think it was just for the color.
Oh, yeah, okay. Parsley has a little bit of got a little bit of something.
It was creamy.
I'm passionate about food.
Yeah.
Obviously, you like some food.
I like some food.
Food is so good. It
gives us life for one day.
It sustains.
Yeah.
But like
it's comforting.
I would love to just like sit and let somebody cook for me. Like there's some people out there like, let me just cook for you. Like I feel like, okay, so I'm gonna see how I get around you here, but like I feel like more people should invite people to experience the things that they love. Okay. So I just finished writing a screenplay that I am going to be turning into a short film.
Okay.
It's going to be happening. Our buddy Waco is going to help film it. Shawn Warner is going to be producing. We are going to be making this happen, and it's going to be awesome. But I I was thinking like, well, should I like put a post out like to ask my friends if they want to be involved? What's up, Rachel?
What's going on, dude?
Rachel Perry.
What's going on?
How come none of those are popping up on mine? They're all on yours. Maybe you got better service than I do.
Perhaps.
You know. But I was thinking like, oh, I don't know, should I like post something about like if anybody wants to be involved or whatever to my friends? I don't want to like have them feel as though I'm searching for free stuff. I mean, I wouldn't be able to pay anybody really because I don't have any money. But it's a passion project of mine that I think is going to make a difference for whoever is involved because it's going to be extraordinary. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so good. Like you don't even know. Like it's going to be fantastic.
Okay.
And so I'm very passionate about this project, and so I got past my weariness of being like, I don't know, should I, to being like, you know what, like I bet people would want to be asked. Like I've got some people in mind who I'm like, I know these people can do these things that I would need for this film.
Okay.
And I have them in mind, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to ask them because I don't want to put them out, but at the same time, I'm like, I recognize you're freaking great, and I want you to be part of my thing that I am. But if they're fucking behind,
if they're good at what they do, then I don't see why they wouldn't donate their time. If they're
because they're busy. Well, of course, but they're busy, and I can't pay them, and all that kind of stuff.
Getting people together to do that,
which is sure. But I think what I'm doing, I can give people the script and just let them do whatever. Hi, Deanna. And just kind of, I don't know, man. Did we say hi to Amanda? No, we didn't. Hi, Amanda. I apologize. Shawn? Shawn?
That is on me.
Shawn?
I'm sorry. I've been so...
Me and Ken have been doing this thing lately where we start laughing, and then I don't know why we started doing it, but we started making this noise. Because it's like, oh, it's so funny when you hear like somebody's laughing. It's like,
you care to share the noise?
That's the noise.
That's it. Okay.
And like, so then she tries to, like, because we're laughing because we think it's funny. But then while she's laughing, she tries to make her laugh into that laugh, and it's even funnier. And it freaking kills me.
Right. Because essentially you're making fun of someone when you're
No, we're not. No, we don't know. We don't even know anybody that laughs like that.
No, people do that. What? To make fun of someone.
Sure.
Yeah,
but we're just doing it to each other. Like, we're like mocking each other.
Sure.
You'd be like, oh yeah, well, oh that's so funny. And then they'll just do back to each other to the phone. Most like grotesque way. Just like boo. We're just freaking nerds.
I love it. I'm passionate about laughing.
Yes.
I like to make people laugh. I like people laughing myself. I love it when my children laugh. I like making people laugh just at the store. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like
sometimes you gotta ride a line there.
Okay.
You gotta ride a line there because sometimes you gotta check your audience. And
no question about that. No question about that. Yes.
Okay, no question. No question.
Easy.
No question. No question.
Don't threaten me about that.
Watch out.
I don't want to laugh like that. But then your real laugh comes out. Carrie Wagner. What's up?
Carrie Wagner.
Funny story about my last name.
I'm just gonna be like, funny story about Carrie
Wagner.
Funny story about what?
Oh, going to all the like the program and the literature for my high school prom said Shawn Wagner.
Oh.
Yeah, they got the name wrong.
My high school diploma only has one T for Matthew in my middle name.
Your high school diploma?
Yeah.
Don't change it.
I'm not going to. Why would I? What do I give a shit about a high school diploma?
Like, do you know where it's at?
I think I have it somewhere.
Has anyone framed their high school diploma? Put it on the wall?
I don't know, but they're probably still looking at it while wearing their Letterman jacket.
Like, take their hat off and throw it.
Dad, come, son.
Oh, that's right. Were you not class clown?
Who?
I don't believe that I was.
I think I attempted to be, but I was younger than everyone, so it was more annoying than everything.
Oh.
I remember there were some very specific times where I actually made people laugh.
Okay.
Because honestly, comedy is nothing but a numbers game. you do keep trying shit until you find the stuff that's funny. And so, like, I remember making some people laugh in high school and being like, oh, I like this. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. You know? And, but most of the time it was just annoying to people, I think. You were definitely, like, the life of the party. From your, like, videos that I've seen.
I was obnoxious.
I think everyone, people love you, though.
Okay.
Like, you're the kind of kid that Kim and I now see, like, as adults and as parents of 4 children.
Right.
Between the ages of 5 and 11. Mm-hmm. We see that kind of kid now, the Shawn Warner, you know, obnoxious.
In which one?
Kind of, no. Oh. Not in the kids, but I was just saying, we see that kind of kid, and we go, I like that kid. We like the kids that have just a little bit of attitude.
Okay.
You know? See?
April Rideau. Mm-hmm. Are we talking about the official, like, class clown?
The title?
Marker? Yeah. Like
I don't think I've ever gotten any title.
Okay.
Like that. I remember one time something kind of weird happened my, like, junior or senior, I think my senior year. Mm-hmm. There was, like, a prom thing or a homecoming thing. Which one is, like, the guy is the homecoming, is it homecoming prince or whatever?
The homecoming king, right?
Yeah.
Queen, yeah.
So it was like there was like the court, like they have like people you can choose from, right?
Yes.
So I remember somebody asking me about which, like if I was going to our dance
because you won.
No,
you were nominated.
No. Oh, okay. But I think maybe I was or somebody else did nominate. Okay. I don't know. I feel like it's like narcissistic of me to be like, maybe I was nominated. I don't know, but it was a weird conversation I remember with somebody who was like in ASB at the time.
Right.
And I remember it was a little strange conversation because she was kind of like feeling out if I was going to be there because I had talked about going to a dance with my friend to her school and not going to ours, and I wasn't sure, and I can't even remember exactly how it all played out. But it ended up not going anywhere or being anything.
Mm-hmm. Are you worried that they were going to pull a joke on you?
No, but I had never been like in any popular crowd or whatever. I'd always been kind of like a floater about like just kind of, I kind of knew a little bit of everybody, but never really had a real solid crowd.
Sure.
So I can't remember exactly what, I had no indication that would happen. Uh-huh. Like, did I ever tell you the time? This gets sad in high school. Oh. I'm sure I told this story before, but there was a time in high school where it was my birthday. It was like my junior year of high school, and I woke up in the morning and I was getting ready, and I look out my front window, and it's on the street, and there's a car that stops, and out of the car comes some people with balloons and signs and like
in front of your house,
air horn right in front of my house.
Okay.
Everybody jumps out on the morning of my birthday.
Okay.
Right, and they all jump out.
I'm so excited about this story.
And they all jump out, and I noticed they're like some friends of mine from high school. Like I know them from high school. Like I would say that they weren't just acquaintances; they were friends.
Okay.
You know, and I'm like, what is this? What's going on?
Okay.
What? And then they go across the street to our other mutual friend's house.
Bring it in. Bring it in, buddy. Bring it in.
And kidnap them.
Okay.
And like,
was it also their birthday?
It was. And they take them to school, and like they're walking around school all day, and they have a sign on them.
Why did you even go to school? What? Oh, buddy, that is the worst.
Yeah, that story's rough.
Oh! Wow.
That's a true story.
Yeah, that wouldn't have happened to me. I think I was most spirited because I was in ASB. I was Secretary of Spirit. Another bad decision. Seems like a good idea at the time. Right. I think it would be funny to put on an actual girl's cheerleading outfit. I was spirited. But then when you look back, they're like, Shawn was he was just a cheerleader, right? Like it didn't track.
So you did it every single time you came out as like the most.
No. I just did it for the photo. That's in the history book. Like it's in the yearbook. I'm wearing. This will be a good idea. I'll wear a skirt and it's just me sitting on a chair going like Shawn was definitely. Because no one's going to remember that he was trying to be funny. He was just a cheerleader. So stupid.
Here's the thing.
I'm wearing it around that day. I'm wearing it around.
It's not like, like this was something that Shawn did that everyone remembered.
Right.
Like, like he would do this at rallies and that was like his thing that people remembered him doing. Mm. No. He just, for this particular picture in the yearbook, so people are like, oh, Shawn got most spirited, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. He's a cheerleader.
So,
I knew that guy was gay.
Well, being a cheerleader, being
of course
gay
not.
has nothing to do
Back
with
then
it.
it did.
You're talking like a freak. Don't worry, folks. Shawn has just a little bit of residual baby boomer.
No.
Yeah, just a tiny little bit. What do you call Brazil nuts, Shawn?
Ooh.
That's something I learned from my mom.
Oh, my grandmother used to say that all the time.
There were pics. It was in the paper.
Oh, no.
For who?
I'm going to find those
You?
pics, too. Oh, so... I don't know what she's talking about. It was in the paper. The school newspaper? No. Why does it sound like there's an echo? Oh, is it really bad? Is the echo bad? Is it because we're just in this room and we have no sound being dampened?
Yeah.
Probably.
I realize that we need like one of those like snowball USB mics. Stop it. Stop it.
It was in the paper. Oh no, wait. I did do a... So...
Hello, Lisa.
My buddy Rowdy...
Lisa, listen.
Trevor...
Listen,
myself,
Lisa.
I
Listen.
think Wes Hester. We all went to, I think it was a celebrity basketball game at the school, and we all dressed up as cheerleaders. So further validating that I was a cheerleader.
I mean, look, I think for them to... okay, so like maybe you did have a thing that kind of was connected to it.
One time. And then for some reason I thought that I would wear for the picture. So there's a connection. There's at least...
Oh, that's just wait, you're a cheerleader.
Dang it! That's all they're going to remember.
So Shawn, you say you're passionate about cheerleading?
Give me a Y. Give me an E. Give me S.
Give me a WHY.
Oh.
Listen, folks. I think that
I think she's right. Yeah, we definitely dressed up in cheer outfits for something. So I was a cheerleader at Beaumont High School, 1994. That sounds about right. I'm a cheerleader.
Let's get back on topic here, Shawn. Passion. Let's talk about passion.
Very passionate.
Huh?
About cheerleading.
Yeah? Hey, folks, since y'all are watching right now, hit that share button.
Please.
With your friends. Just pop it out there.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you.
A little bit of funny.
Thank you.
We gotta talk about what we're passionate about. Like, how do you find out here's one way I like to kind of do like a metric for like how you can decide what you're passionate about. Right?
Okay.
You say something that makes you happy, right?
Yes.
Something that you're happy about, something that regardless of the trial and the tribulation and whatever struggles, you are going to continue to propel through it.
Yeah.
That is one thing. I think that the affirmation of your community is huge.
Yes.
I think that if you have a community of people around you who are trustworthy and honorable and ethical and good, and they want what is best for you, that you can trust that when they tell you, this thing that you're doing, I believe in you.
Keep rocking.
I trust you. I say, hey, this thing is great to you, and continue. And I'm not saying just hearing that from one person, because one person is just one person. I'm saying that is echoed.
One person can be enough. Especially
No.
if that person means a lot in your life, or
No.
a mentor.
No,
or...
I say nay.
Okay.
I say nay! I'll tell you why. Because one person can seem to have a lot of impact on any one person.
Okay.
And I think that oftentimes people get in a situation where they feel powerless against that person's will. Like, there's plenty of people out there who are in abusive relationships where they feel like, well, this person wants what's best for me. But in actuality, this person wants
specifics.
That's what I'm saying. These are situations that happen.
It is not enough that I say that I believe you. Just Shawn Warner.
It is not.
Oh my God.
But the fact that your words are echoed by my wife, echoed by other friends,
What if you weren't married? This is absurd talk, Nick.
I'm one person me right here.
No, I'm just saying one person is not enough.
I'm saying one person.
What if I was the only
make a
person in
difference.
your life?
I'm saying one person. Of course, if you were the only person in I'm saying by your community, Shawn. By the community that surrounds you, the thing that you want to do should be affirmed. If your entire community hates the thing that you're doing, you either need to leave that community,
find a new community,
or you need to find a new passion. Because if you're the only racist in a community full of people who aren't racist...
Oh, that's a completely different thing.
Listen to me.
You can be passionate about racism, yes, but that's hateful. Even Facebook says, nay!
Are you on the same page as me right now?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
All right.
And so is my mustache.
All right.
Yeah.
Great. Glad you railroaded that one.
I did. I don't understand. You're saying it has to be more than one person.
No. I am saying...
You can be passionate sitting in the woods doing whatever it is that you want to do. That is absurd what you're saying.
Of course.
You're talking about something specific.
Can you stop it?
I'm talking about
I'm talking about discovering what you are passionate about.
You do not need other people.
Listen to me.
I disagree.
Can you please let me finish my fucking point? God damn it. Listen. Okay. It is not just that you have to have... No. It is about being affirmed by the community that you value. Okay? It's about valuing each other. Okay? If you are passionate about building model cars, okay? You're passionate about building model cars. All you want to do all day is build model cars. You are so passionate, right? Not to the point of obsessive. You still have your life and all that kind of stuff. Sure. But you build model cars.
It's a hobby.
And then, you know what I mean? Great. Everyone around you hates it.
Okay.
Every single person in your
life. I
would
would call that an obstacle.
Absolutely hates it.
That's not going to stop my passion for building model cars.
Understood.
I do it for the love of it.
Understood.
It's amazing. You see the rims I put on
Okay,
this?
yeah, I understand.
To scale.
Okay.
24-1 scale.
I get it. Okay.
You know what I'm passionate about? People getting to the point.
I'm trying to. You're not getting the point. I don't
know.
understand why you're not getting
If
the point.
anybody want to chime in. Lisa's going to have the cutest granddaughter ever. We've been waiting for this. It's been said that the cutest baby will come. This is such big news.
All right. I'm trying to stay on topic here.
But you're not making any sense, Nick.
I'm saying it adds to the search for what you are passionate about. A lot of people don't know what they're passionate about.
That's true.
Sure, you can be passionate about model cars. I think somebody pulls up in their garage and everybody hates their hobby and they just do it for themselves. I think there's a little something wrong with that, honestly.
That's probably...
Beyond that, whatever.
There may be
But what I'm saying is, in order to
what
discover what you're passionate about, I think that it can help to know what the community around you, the people that you trust, the people who love you, how they value what you're doing.
Agreed.
You know, if you're trying to be the world's greatest singer and you are awful, and they tell you that, and they're like, it's not going well, and you're like, okay, and then you go to a professional, and they're like, this is not, you got a lot of work ahead of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you can't do those things, like, follow what you want, but you gotta be realistic about what you're trying to achieve.
But you're talking about something different. You're talking about a career. If I'm passionate about singing, whether I'm terrible or not, I am not going to stop singing in the shower. One point doesn't have anything to do with the other.
Okay, we are clearly talking about this in different contexts.
Right. You're adjusting the narrative so that it works for your point, but it doesn't work. First you said you couldn't have anyone, then you're like, well, it helps. Well, sure it does.
No, I'm not saying that. Oh my gosh. I don't know why this is so difficult for you to understand.
I understand it. I agree with you in that regard. If you're going to make a career out of singing, you're passionate about it, well, first of all, you have to have some talent.
No,
and you have to have some people around.
We're talking about the difference between, Look, you can be passionate about a hobby, but what does that mean? That just means that you're doing stuff with the rest of your life that you don't love.
Wait,
what? Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I think.
I think just use the example of building model cars.
I know.
That's a hobby.
Absolutely. Why aren't you doing that for the rest of your life then? Why aren't you doing that for every single second of your day? If that is the only thing you love, why aren't you doing it? Why? Because, it doesn't make me money? Find out how it does. Like, do it because you love it, and then find a way to make it money.
I agree with
that. To make you money doing it.
So it's all about money.
No! It's about you have... Money is a necessity.
Passion into money.
No! Money is
a necessity. You just said it!
Just fucking listen. Money is a necessity, right? You have to have it. But why are you spending time doing things that aren't your passion? Because you have to have money. Because you have to work. So why not just do that in your passion? Find a way to transition. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard, but shit, can you imagine what it would be like to spend every single moment of your day doing something you fucking love? Yeah. Either I'm spending time with my kids, or I'm taking care of my home, or I'm spending time being creative, or I'm spending time with my wife, and I'm spending nearly every single second of my day doing something I love.
So you have more than one passion.
Right now.
That's the beauty of it.
Right now, that's what I'm doing.
Right.
There are so many people who can't say that.
No, that's true.
Why?
I don't know. Circumstance gets caught up in their life.
If you can identify the thing that makes you most happy, why wouldn't you leverage everything that you have in your entire life, the things that are making you unhappy, to make the thing happen that you want to happen?
Yeah. I mean, it's not as easy as sweeping it under the
it's work. If something is worth wanting, it's worth working for. So if you want it, get after it.
We are on the same page now, my man.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, that was a waste.
That was rough. That was rough. But I'm passionate about this show and this conversation, which is why we got through it. We got through it.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Oh, Lisa says, I am passionate about children having fun learning at their own pace. Is she a teacher? Are you a teacher, Lisa?
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
My wife is also a teacher, and she can share this passion.
Watch both at church and... Wait. What does it say? Oh, mine's not all the way down.
Oh, she watches kids at church.
Okay.
And she watches kids at home.
Oh.
Yeah. It's important for kids. That's the thing, too. Kim talks to me all the time about, she's teaching second grade right now. She tells me all the time about these kids and how their development's going and, their breakthroughs that they're having.
Yeah. It's got to feel good when you're a part of that, too.
Yeah.
When you're like, I'm giving you the tools that you need. Yeah.
My wife has found something that she is passionate about. She is passionate about children. She's passionate about them learning. Helping others makes her happy. Do it. Nursing school for pediatrics. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I was just talking to a friend of mine, my pastor's wife, about the script that I just wrote, the thing that I was talking about earlier. And how there's a hospital scene in it, and I was like, I wanted some real dialogue. She's a nurse, She spent, she said a few years ago she spent some time in the ER, and now she's a nurse and whatnot. And I was asking her what are the things that you would say if somebody was crashing or whatever else, So she was we're having a conversation about that, She's older than me. She's older than you. She's I'm not going to assume her age because I'm that kind of guy. But,
we ain't them guys.
But she's older and she started later in life and she's a nurse now. And
that's killer.
Dude, it's never too late. I talk to people who are in their late 20s who are I just feel like it's too late. I'm like, fuck you. Look at me. I'm 35. I started when I was 32, 33 years old. And I'm doing now things that I saw my other friends doing back in the day. 3 years ago when I first started. I'm like, man, they're doing that. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. Now I'm doing stuff that I feel like if I saw me 3 years ago, I'd be like, man, he's doing things that I'm not doing that. I'm not doing anything. but now I'm doing those things.
Right.
You know, it's because I found the thing that I'm passionate about. My wife, same thing. She wanted to go to college. Dude, she was having 4 kids, taking care of me too, just being my dumbass, you know, trying to support her and just be encouraging for her. It's shit, man. Like we've worked through a lot.
Yeah, you found something and then you're going after it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's huge to have that one central thing up above that's like that loftiest goal, you know. I imagine myself sitting on Jimmy Fallon's couch.
But you found it now. Let's say you found it when your first or second child was born. You probably might be able to. It's all circumstantial. There's
it all is. I've often thought about that. Like, what if
you wouldn't have been able to? Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
You're struggling.
I'm
confident.
I'm confident that I don't know. As of right now, I'm confident in my wife and I and our relationship to make it through whatever toil comes up.
Sure. Like your nurse friend, did you ask her how she found her passion again? Like, what did it take to get to where she was at?
Well, I mean, obviously college and whatnot, but I mean, like,
right.
I think you have to look within yourself. You have to decide on the things that, again, make you happy. What makes you happy? Helping people. What are you skilled at? What do you feel naturally inclined to? I don't think that that's something that anyone should dismiss, right? Like, there should be something to think about. Like, if you are, you know, typically, like, your body is, like, frail and whatever, you're going to realize it's going to be harder for you to get to be Mr. Universe. You know?
I'm competing next year.
Of course. But, like, you got to understand the journey ahead of you, right?
Yeah.
Like, I understand the journey ahead of me, you know? I hope. Or I'm learning along the way.
But, yeah, there's circumstance. You got to... Sometimes it takes people a lot longer. Obviously, your nurse friend, she did it late in life, and there's people that do it much later than life, but they're still going after it.
I saw a post on Reddit the other day. It was about...
What do you do? What did she do?
Sounds like we're in a cave.
Yeah, we got an echo.
Oh,
we apologize.
I bet. Oh, I got...
What?
This is why, probably. How's that?
Is that helpful?
That probably works.
Is that helpful?
That probably works better.
I've never seen that. I've never seen you mute that before, ever. Is that true?
Having a mentor.
Yes.
Yeah, apologize for the audio. I thought we were having a good episode, too, up until the freaking stupid audio being all echoey.
Yeah, sorry about that. 52 minutes in. Yeah, having a mentor, especially if you find something that you love and you can stick with that, like, I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Jeff Richards to be my mentor.
Yeah?
So if you're watching, Jeff.
How do you get somebody to be your mentor?
I think you just ask them.
You say, like, can you be my mentor?
You be my mentor, yeah.
Can you be my mentor?
I'll be your mentor.
I'll be your huckleberry. Having people believe in you is important to pursue your passions. This is what goes back to that original point to, you know, obviously you can be passionate about a hobby, but being passionate about a hobby only goes so far, honestly. And if you don't have support around you, that hobby is not going to excel. Even if that hobby, let's say you build model cars, you take that hobby, you go to model car shows. You know what I mean? Like,
but sometimes it's just
community matters.
The thing of
sometimes
doing
it's just
doesn't
for
necessarily.
you. But I would argue that if you don't share that passion with others, that there's a reason why, and that reason is usually not positive. The reason is usually negative. It's usually out of fear. Why are you being selfish or are you being scared? Like, what is it?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Like, if I saw a guy who's making model cars, I would assume they're probably the best looking model cars. Like, he's putting details into it. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. I think
mentor forced upon her, but she had a best thing for her. Oh yeah.
Sometimes people need
a lot of like Kim had a mentor, you know, for her teaching credential and whatnot in order to get all that. You know,
right.
Some, you know, they had some ups and downs and whatnot with their relationship as well, and it is difficult, but it also teaches you a lot. You know, like I learn a lot from people who are in positions of power who aren't doing their job well. Doesn't that teach you a lot?
Sure.
You know,
you can equally learn what not to do
from being an employee of a shitty employer.
Sure.
I'll tell you that.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, yeah. I became an incredible boss because of all the inept people I had working for me. Oh. And no one has said if we fixed our audio or not.
Yeah. I think it's fixed now. I think that was the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Only 52 minutes and we're good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not really 52. We actually have another 20 minutes left. Because remember, we started early.
Oh.
So technically the show is over at 12:30.
It is? We've
11.
never put a time on it.
11:30, 12:30.
No.
I don't know, I figured.
I got places to be.
I'm so sick of hearing that from
What?
you.
I gotta go do stuff.
No, you don't.
I do.
Your stuff that you have to do is no more important than anybody else's stuff that they have to do. And you come in here every single day. Every single day I see you.
You seem bent out of shape about it.
I am.
Why?
Every single day I see you, you are like, I got stuff to do. I got errands. And what are those things?
Just stuff.
Going to the store.
No, I already went to the store this morning.
Laundry.
Very productive this morning.
Laundry. Doing stuff with the cars.
Right.
You're talking about errands.
No. I do need to cut the lawn in my backyard. I got to figure out what to do about
errands and chores.
Chores.
So you're talking about errands and chores.
Errands and chores.
And you don't understand how it might be at least a little offensive to your best friend who is trying to do a comedy show with you and hang out with you.
Do I think it's offensive?
No. I'm saying what, and you don't understand how it could be at least a little offensive to your best friend for you to say, well, we got to wrap this up because I got some places to be.
No, I didn't say we had to wrap it up. I just said we never talked about it being an hour. You're putting words in my mouth.
Well, I think if we rewind the tape that you would see, I mean, we have a tape that you would see. The exchange was very clear that you
said the tape was going to be a mistake.
You implied.
But I felt like
you
tape.
implied. You're saying I inferred. You implied.
Sure.
You implied that your time, in fact, was limited.
No, I can go at any time to do all errands and chores and errands.
Well, then why would you mention that you have stuff to do?
Because I do have stuff to do.
I understand, but do you understand what that implies, though?
Because we're at the 57-minute mark.
But
if we could get out of here in a couple of minutes, I could get to those errands and chores much quicker.
No, but I'm saying we started early. We were supposed to start at 11:30.
Right. I remember it was a great bit. We were killing it at the beginning, before the show even started.
So are you telling me that wasn't, and then you're just here, so no matter when we start, it's just an hour?
No. That's not what I'm saying.
I don't understand what you're trying to
It doesn't even make any sense. I have things that I need to get done, and I take it as offense that you will not respect that and allow me to go take care of those errands and chores.
You can take care of those things as much as you want.
Apparently not. But not when it's on Nick's time.
But I'm trying to figure out our timeline here in this universe.
Oh, this universe.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Were we in alternate dimensions?
I was in alternate dimension.
Son of a bitch.
It's okay.
I didn't know.
We need to communicate better.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
You know, I do errands and chores during our show.
Okay.
Clearly.
Oh, in the alternate dimension. I see. You use a gateway to split your astral plane. Obviously.
Hello.
I'm sorry. I apologize. So you good till 12:30, and then we can hang out a little bit afterwards?
Absolutely, dude. Come on.
This conversation hurts me.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's good.
Kim and I had an argument the other day, and we laughed in the middle of it. April says audio's good. Thank you, April.
Yeah, I already thanked her.
We had an argument, and I made a joke in the midst of an argument. Because I read this article about, like, my wife tends to get just a little bit defensive. A little. And, you know,
I'll show you the scars.
Yeah. Still healing. But you know what, though? She like, we have both, like, I am just as guilty. Like, I would take everything as personal. And really, that's what it is, right? Just like getting defensive is taking things personal.
Okay. No, you can be passionate. I mean, to get back to being passionate about something, you can be passionate about something you really believe in.
Yeah, I think that your values can outpace somebody else's values to a point where it's like it seems you're being a little aggressive about what you believe.
Right.
But I mean, like there is some leeway, I would say, for those people. You know,
I just internalize it.
Yeah. But I remember reading something about how to talk to people, how to diffuse conflict, or all those kinds of things, and it said,
oh boy, and then you're gonna translate to the wife, right?
Try a joke.
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay, cool, And I don't even remember. It was a silly joke, I think, probably. I may even have done a voice. I may even have done. I think I might have even.
If I know you, you did a voice.
I probably, honestly, it was probably. Right?
Yup. Don't beat yourself up. You know what I mean?
No. But no, she laughed and we laughed together, and it really diffused the tension.
Okay.
Like, it really helped, and it was great. And I feel closer to her now than I have ever before.
Okay.
And it just feels like that every single day. And obviously there's going to be dips, and we're going to feel, out of sync and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But I passionately enjoy and love my wife.
We know. You've mentioned it at least 18 times on this podcast.
She is the greatest thing to ever happen to me in my life.
It should be. Oh man. Yeah, finding your passion, dude. I think it's important. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm currently trying to find my passion. Right now, I'm coaching CrossFit. When people ask me about it, have a seat. Let's talk. I can talk about it all day. You know what I mean? It feels good, especially with new people. No. Okay. Make sure you fully extend it. There you head through the window. That'll work. Nice. And remember, when you clean and jerk, you have to audibly
jerk
laugh.
it.
No. Well, I mean,
at home.
At home, in the garage.
Alone.
Of course.
Not in the gym.
Yes. Look at that hair. Look at that hair. All right, what?
CrossFit.
Oh, now are we listening now?
I am attempting to give you my attention now.
You are.
Don't start calling attention to me and losing attention when I'm trying to give you my attention.
But the intention.
The intention of my intention is to give you my attention.
The intention of your intention is giving. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm misinformed.
You have been very excited about CrossFit. You have been very excited about coaching.
It's the coaching part.
Flex for me. Give me a flex.
I am. I'm giving you
Give me a flex. Give me a flex, you son of a bitch.
I'm giving you everything.
Give me a flex, you son of a bitch. Give me a flex. Give me a real flex. Give me a real flex. Give me a real flex, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Give me a real flex. Give me a real flex.
Give you a bow flex?
Give me a bow flex. Go buy me a bow flex. Go buy me a boat.
Flex seal.
Go buy me a boat and flex seal and fix it for me.
I saw one. This thing...
A Flex Seal boat?
A Flex Seal boat. No. It was just a boat on the side of the road. The car that was towing it was broke down. Old jalopy.
Yeah, that's not just on the side of the road. I mean, that's attached to a car.
On the side of the road.
Coming back for it?
I don't know. There was no... No. The hood was open, so I assume they were walking to go get help.
Yeah.
But this boat that they had to have been passionate about this boat. It was old.
You know what a boat is?
What is a boat?
It's a hole in the middle of the ocean that you throw money into. That's one of them old guy things that I learned. You know, one of them old guy phrases?
Okay, old guy phrase, yeah.
Like, I don't go with girls who smoke, dip, or chew, or what is it? I don't smoke, dip, or chew, or go with girls who do. One of them old guy phrases.
I've never heard that one.
No?
Like, girls that chew, anyone that chews, it's disgusting.
Flex for me. You've been enjoying coaching.
Yeah.
And how's that been going?
Well, people are coming in, and when you see somebody succeed at something, that makes you feel good. The same passion that your wife has when these kids are learning what she is teaching. Because if they weren't learning, she should probably find a new passion.
Right. I agree. If those students are not learning,
right,
it is the teacher's job to teach them, and therefore, if the students are not learning, find a new job.
Right.
Get a new career, or get better.
Oh, Even if it's not working, you can still push through.
Oh yeah.
You can push through.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm taking my kids out of your class, but you do you.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
No, somebody said something to me the other day on Facebook.
Why? Because that just kicks you off and you never stop.
I know. But honestly, it was probably something very simple from them, you know. And I told you about this yesterday, but I don't want to say it on here. But they said I wrote a little blurb about like me being passionate about what I'm doing, and they said I just want to see you succeed, and it meant very much to me. Like I felt like that is a very high compliment, you know, to tell somebody like I want to see you like do what you want to do.
I want to see you succeed. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that felt good, and right. I want to see more people succeed.
Yeah, because we talked about this. Because you said, I mean, as far as this industry, you said that there's a lot of people that try and knock you down.
There are people who try and elevate themselves more so than people who try and knock you down, I would say. I mean, at least from who I've experienced. Everybody's trying to be nice to everybody at this level. You know, I haven't really met any assholes. I've met people who are like impatient, you know. The people who are trying to knock other people down are like actually lower than a level. Like those are going to be the people that are like honestly have only started like high school plays and they're just trying to go out for their local theater stuff. So those people don't get very far.
No, which is why that's the reason that they're there. But we have no frame of reference because we've not seen another level. That makes sense.
I believe I've seen a couple different levels. I've experienced a couple different levels. I've been in a couple different sets from varying degrees of whatever, with varying degrees of talent. The short film that I first was in, where I get hit in the head with a hammer, the guy who is the director of photography on that is the DP for Drunk History. Okay. Like there's connection. Like that's the thing.
But he's a nice guy.
No. Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah. But I'm saying the quality of work that I've been around signifies the level, if there are levels or whatever, of like the career or whatever. Yeah. So like in the beginning, obviously like doing local plays and whatnot, like okay, that's one level. And not just like local, like local like big theater production. No, like local, like whatever, regional
right.
Stuff. But like there are like progressions of that, and like people who are like shitty don't get far.
No.
You know?
That's something they gotta change in themselves.
Do you think people sometimes mistake being an asshole for passion?
No.
Like,
because I get what you're saying.
In themselves. Not like in other people. Like, like how like, oh well I'm not an asshole, I'm just passionate.
I don't think people self-reflect enough.
That's probably a big thing.
Yeah.
Self-reflection, you know. Lisa loved painting.
Then I had kids and had no time to paint.
See, I wonder that. Now time obviously is always something. You know, and it's tough because nobody can tell anybody about their journey. Nobody can tell anybody about how much time they have. You know, Lisa's got kids. I got kids. I got help, though. Most of my kids are in school all day. I got Ruby here, but
your circumstances changed. That's
also my dad is here now. Like my dad's living with us, and he's been a huge help with the kids and stuff. So like I can just like pick up and go to auditions or go to wherever.
Right.
So like that's been helpful for me to be able to pursue those things. But when I was working, even I was working 9 to 5. Kim was at home. I also have my wife. Some people don't have a spouse or a partner to lean on. So there are hindrances. The thing is, it's not impossible. It's just harder.
Right.
Like that's the truth of it. It's not. You can get there. You can paint like Picasso.
And you had to do a lot of self-reflection.
Absolutely.
Over the last several years. So I think that was part of what was getting in your way too.
My mental health had a huge, I didn't have any really what's the word, like acute issues or anything, not cute.
Cute.
Yeah. I wasn't like diagnosed depression or anything. I do have ADHD, but that was only part of it. I think a lot of it had to do with just kind of like cognitive things, like behavioral things in myself, learning things that I probably should have learned as a kid, honestly, like about time management, about responsibility, about, holding myself and others accountable, what to expect from other people, all those kinds of things. But again, I think it's important to point out, like, it is easier when you have help. And if you don't have help, it's not impossible, but it's harder. And sometimes it's a shit ton harder.
And if you're rich,
well, shit's a lot easier.
That helps. If you don't have to, that's the thing. You don't have to worry. Circumstances, a lot of it, but push through. You got to push through those circumstances if you really are passionate about something. Just keep searching. Keep searching.
I think I don't know if there's any one passion that anyone finds. I think that I've found my one passion now, but it's not necessarily even one thing. Like, I write, I'm acting, directing. We're doing this stuff. I do improv. We've done live stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing theater stuff. We're doing all kinds of stuff that isn't just like, oh, I'm passionate about acting. Mm-hmm. So I think, though, the things that we are passionate about build on each other.
That's possible, sure.
And that's kind of like where you want to be.
That's possible.
Like, you can find, like, you have to find like a general idea about what you're passionate about. And we're passionate about creating, honestly. Like, I'm passionate about creating. Because you said you were passionate about, like, making people laugh, and I think that's just part of it. I think that we're passionate about making people feel stuff.
Oh yeah, even if you felt, it can be drama too. Mm-hmm. Oh, if I move you, oh yeah, that feels good.
The last couple of things I wrote a song.
Feels so good.
The last couple of things I wrote a song today, a little chorus of a song today, and I finished that screenplay the other day. Mm-hmm. And in the midst of writing both of those, I cried. I cry a lot. And I realized that best case scenario, I'm an incredibly amazing writer that even brings the author to tears when writing such incredible prose. Worst case scenario, I'm incredibly oversensitive and a hack. So I'm hoping to fall somewhere. I'm hoping to fall somewhere in between.
But that's probably not really.
I'm hoping to fall somewhere in between. No,
I know you, buddy.
What's up, Darren Yee?
What's going on, buddy? Big D.
Big D Yee.
Big D Yee.
Bet you somebody called him that in his life.
Big D Yee?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on, Big D Yee?
Big D Yee?
Yep. Passion.
But then Kanye tried to steal it.
Ooh, Kanye.
Yee.
Big D Yee. See?
Right. Now, I would ask, nothing, bro. We're just talking about passions, man.
Passion.
What are you passionate about? Mm-hmm. Big D.
I was in a role with an audience, and there's this. We had built up this scene where I'm really ticking off the female across from me.
Yeah.
And
stop hitting the tape.
I'll never forget that. There was a slap, like she slaps me. Mm-hmm. And I remember this woman in the front row was so into it. Yeah. She literally jumps out of her seat for a quick second. Then she realized, like, I need to, No, she jumps up and she's like, yes.
Oh,
yes.
Because
you were being an a-hole. Down. Yeah, I was being a total. I didn't like being an a-hole.
Yeah.
But I liked the idea of that. Yeah. I moved that woman out of her seat because of the asshole that I was playing. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It felt good. Yeah.
Darren says he's passionate about life.
Yeah, my man.
Okay. I'm not gonna let you pass on that, Darren.
Can't imagine that dude getting upset.
It's too broad.
Can't imagine that.
Let's narrow it down, bud.
Yeah.
Let's narrow it down. I want to hear what you're passionate about. I want to talk about. That's the thing. I think that it's important to narrow it down and then broaden. You got to look at it micro and macro. You got to keep looking at it from those different perspectives.
Because of things like circumstance, factors in your life,
context.
You may thought you liked something very specific, and then you realize no.
Then you find something. Then all of a sudden you stumble on something. You're like, whoa! I didn't know I liked this.
Ooh, yes.
What is that?
That is nice.
Whoa! Holy shit!
That's not what.
I did not think that I would like that.
I know.
But you know what? If you do this, oh my gosh!
Wow.
Dang! Wow.
Oh, so nice.
Came out of his butt.
Gross.
I had to complete the bit. from your butt. So, Darren, we got to hear it, bro.
Yeah.
I want to know.
You got 1 minute. What I got chores and errands.
What are we talking about, man? Okay, sounds good. I think
Some
if
people
you
are
were
passionate about
to,
life, or is that just too much of an umbrella of?
I think that's great, and you're passionate about. I think that overall energy should be focused on something specific that is going to fill
Macro life, family.
that is going to continue to fulfill and be that ever filling spring of joy in your life. If you're passionate about family, you know, hopefully you have kids right now. You trying right now, bro? Heck yeah!
While you're watching the show,
my man.
my man. That's right.
You know, so like, yeah, I think if you were to talk about, let's say, if you were to be concise about what we talked about today, we talked about trying to find your passion, right?
Remember, guys, we're talking about this universe,
not the alternate dimension.
Yeah.
You know, where, you know, what would you say? What would you say is the well? Congratulations, Darren. Heck yeah, man. That's sweet.
Get it, bud.
Kids. What would you say? How would you summarize what we talked about today? As far as how it's important to have a community that supports your passion. If the goal is to have your entire life be filled with your passion. And not just be ancillary to the things that you have to do, but be the thing that you have to do.
Right.
That's what my goal is. A community.
Yes.
Something it makes you happy. Something you're willing to work through the trials, the troubles.
To make you happy, I would think. Like,
of course,
like,
obviously. I mean, but it's on the list. You happy enough, worth it enough, valuable enough that you are willing to push through the trials.
Right.
No matter what they are.
Right. Well, value is all of that.
You also have to identify a lofty goal that is going to continue to propel you forward.
That's a big thing. Like setting the goal. That's how you find set a goal.
Sitting on Jimmy Fallon's couch. So we can rewind to this when I do. This is for you, Jimmy. And then
what about Kimmel's couch?
I'll sit on Kimmel's couch too. Why not? Yeah. We'll show
James Corden.
Not that.
Son of a
British. No, I'd hit them all up. Conan especially.
You'd work the circuit.
I'd work the whole circuit. I don't know what for. Just give me something.
Ellen.
I can't wait. Heck yeah, I'll dance with Ellen.
Oh, Ellen.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, those are my lofty goals. Those are my goals that are seemingly unattainable, but people have done it. So
yeah.
It's not unattainable.
How great would it if we were both sitting on Ellen's couch? Just
being a couple of dumbasses.
Just being some dumbasses. That'd be great.
Oh man. Oh well, folks. I think
that's a show, man.
That is a show.
Thanks for tuning in, you guys. We had a lot of positive feedback today. I really enjoyed that.
Appreciate y'all tuning in to Mourning on Mondays. We're going to be on Monday mornings every Monday at 11:30 a.m.
Or a little bit earlier.
You get us. Who knows? Maybe I pop in, but it's going to be from 11:30 to 12:30.
You know how Ron Swanson laughs?
He giggles.
He does giggle. Oh, that's great.
Oh, Nick Offerman.
Oh, he's so good.
My boy!
So good.
Love you all.
Thank you.
I hope we can really help people. I want to help people. I think I'm super passionate about finding people who are passionate about stuff. And if anything we could say can help people find those things, let us know.
Because when they're passionate about it,
let us know.
It's so great to see that. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
If I want to see someone building a model, I want to see the best guy doing it on the planet. Get it.
And if you're the dude who's putting together your model car and you got parts all over your hands and glue sticky, well, guess what? The next model's just going to be a little bit better.
That's right, buddy. It's infectious seeing passion, seeing someone who you're like, okay. I mean,
baby steps. Literal baby steps. Literal put one foot in front of the other. Literal just, what is that next? So you got to identify the big goal and then go backwards from that. Get all those what are those tiny little goals keeping you from that next one?
Yeah.
What do you have to do? What's the tiny step? What is it? You want to be the best artist in the world. Okay. Best pick up a pencil.
Get a pencil.
Get a pencil.
Get a marker if you want.
Get a Crayola.
Oh, a crayon.
You know,
you want
to have the best ambiguously ethnic hair in the world. Start growing it.
Bam. That doesn't even require anything.
This is all natural, baby.
You just sit there, and it just keeps going. It's growing right now. It grew this entire show.
For Mourning the Morning, my name is Nicholas Nieblis.
I'm Shawn Warner.
And I'm Nicholas Nieblis.
And again? You're Nick Nieblis again?
And I'm Nicholas Nieblis.
Try your middle name. Say it again.
And I'm Nicholas Matthew Nieblis. I've been thinking about adding my middle name.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah.
Nicholas Matthew Nieblis.
It's
Jonathan Edward Persephone Warner. Right? Jonathan Edward Persephone Warner, get over here now.
I am here.
Get here now.
Present.
Jonathan Edward Persephone Warner, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you, you bad man.
Yes, but I'm a
I love
passionate man. Do you love
bad man?
You love the Batman, do you?
Did you say Batman?
You love Batman.
Are you Batman?
I am the Bruce Wayne. Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Edward Persephone Warner, you're Bruce Wayne?
Mm-hmm.
No!
Yes.
Whoa! Whoa! I don't know what that was.
I liked it. It was something.
I don't know what to do with that, Sean.
Oh, did you just channel Elvis? Give me some Elvis.
Now we're just being stupid, Sean.
Yeah.
Now show's over, just being stupid. This is the after show.
This is where we lose momentum. we're like a peacock that realizes it ain't good.
We lose an engine. We lost an engine already. It's okay. We
Hold
got
the
it.
stick.
I got the stick.
Hold
we
the
got the
stick.
one on the left side, though. It's fine. That one's fine. We're okay. Oh, okay.
Engine 2
we
is
lost
down.
engine 2. It's okay. We
the
got one.
switches.
We got throttle up. Okay.
Throttle up. When you lose the engines, you throttle up.
Why would I do that? It's just making it spin faster.
I know.
It's not doing anything.
It's really dangerous.
Okay.
Let's try something
we're
else.
gliding.
Pedals.
What pedals?
Okay.
What do these do?
You know what? We'll slow us down. Easy. Easy.
Okay.
Little turbulence. That's all right. Little
Okay.
turbulence. I heard doing a loop-de-loop will
What?
slow us
How would
down.
that help us?
Is it back? No, we're going down. Oh, God. Come on, man.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. Push forward, we go forward, right? Is that a scotch?
Yeah. I'm not dying sober. There you go. There we go. We stalled. We stalled.
Now for the official ending to the show. Mourning the Morning with Nicholas Nieblis.
And I am Shawn.
We'll join you together.
Until
That
death do us part.
Therefore, this is
Do not, but your country can
do for you, but what can you do for me?
Zebras!
Zebras, man, is really what it's at.
Yeah.
You know what? This is getting me